Okay, we all need to know what's happening in Iran right now. Today marks the 15th day of nationwide protest in Iran. In fact, according to reports, 648 protesters has been killed so far since this protest started following the government crackdown on protesters. And you might be asking, why are they protesting and why are they being killed? Don't worry, I'll take you through it. You see, in Iran, there is a high level of harsh and extreme Islamic rules and laws. Rules that project gender inequality in the law. Women are not allowed to choose their partners. That's done by their parents. And this is no matter the age. And only the husband has the right to divorce. The wife doesn't have the right to divorce her husband. A single woman is not allowed to testify in court. She must be escorted by a co-witness. And there is also severe punishment in their law. Like if you are caught attending mixed gender parties, that's a party that both a man and a woman is attending, or you are caught drinking alcohol, or you are caught protesting, bro, you will be whooped. Like they will flog you so badly. Oh my God, I'm sorry, that's funny. And also, if you are caught stealing, you will be amputated or they will pluck out your eyes and you totally go blind. Again, there is a death penalty for drug-related crime, same-sex marriage, and adultery. Mind you, it will be difficult for a man to commit adultery unless he's sleeping with a married woman. The reason I say this is because polygamy is allowed in Iran. That means that every man is a bachelor. So because you are a bachelor, you are not committing adultery, you are only committing fornication. So this protest is an anti-government protest which calls for an end to the Islamic Republic and their supreme leader, a man called Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. I don't know if I'm right with the pronunciation, but moving on. Protesters has taken over cities, and even though their media tried to deny it at first, the truth is that the videos have already started spreading online. In fact, according to BBC, in a city called Abinan, the security forces say that the protesters were so much that they were overwhelmed, so they were forced to withdraw and flee. Normal civilians has taken over government buildings and even police stations. In fact, some protesters were seen burning down government buildings, tearing down the Islamic Republic's flag, and even bringing down iconic statues. There were women seen setting fire on the pictures of the Iranian supreme leader with a cigarette. Protests have spread across more than 100 cities, towns, and even all their provinces. Some protesters are even appealing to Donald Trump to step in and trust Trump to always make a comment. At first, he said that the United States will come to their rescue and that they are locked, loaded, and ready to go. I said at first because things later changed, but I will explain. Stay with me now. Okay, about 5 days ago, the whole thing escalated because the Iranian government threatens to strike both US and Israel because they think that they are the reasons that these protests are increasing by the day. They think this protest was incited by comments made by the US and Israel. In fact, according to their chief judge, he said that if anyone comes out to the street to protest, that means they have chosen the side of the enemy. And the army chief said that they are not going to tolerate the agenda that they are pushing, that they are going to respond. In fact, they said that this response is going to be stronger than the attack they had on Israel during their 12-day war by June last year. Okay, why this is happening? The eldest son of the former Iranian leader, who was ousted during the Iranian Revolution in the 1970s, he has been a strong supporter of regime change, and on his social media, he has always supported these protests. As I'm talking to you, there has been a nationwide blackout and shutting down of the internet for the past 6 days in Iran. It's important to note that the Trump administration thinks that the Iranian government will fail anyways without their intervention. But as at yesterday, Trump said that there was an agreement, or there was a meeting that was going to be scheduled between him, the US, and the Iranian government. But he said they are still going to intervene anyways because he thinks that people are being killed unjustly in Iran. So the question is the US actually the ones strategically inciting these protests against Iran just to attack them? Another point to note for sure is that nobody can really say for sure if this protest is really going to bring the Iranian revolution, because Iran has actually had a bigger protest back then in 2022 and it eventually died down and there was no revolution. But if you still think about it, Trump wasn't the president in 2022, and we all know that Trump is a different person in this global politics. And again, there are a lot of international powers that really want to see this Iranian regime fall and be replaced with a regime that can work with the US and Israel, And this guy, the elder son of the former Iranian leader, is ready to take over as soon as he has the chance. And a lot of Iranian citizens, both those staying at home and those living abroad, really want this regime change. So in your opinion, what do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.